Hello, everyone. Um, so today I will facilitate this session, this webinar on environmental peace building and um, ecological sustainability. The overall webinar is called EcoPeace, but my name is Hiko. I'm PhD candidate um, here in Budapest at Corvinus University, and the talk is ecopeace, but there is this joke that ecopeace, and so let's get started with the main topic of today, which is sustainability, um, which is also dissemination of previous project. Uh, the CREAS, Creative Sustainability for Environment. And sustainability itself is ability of something to maintain itself. But when we say environmental sustainability, the widely accepted definition of environmental sustainability is about future generations surviving. So it's about our grandkids, but the term itself, definition itself, is very humanist, very human-centric, and it's a good news that now we have a lot of post-humanist approaches on this matter as well. And one of the key terms in environmental sustainability is replacement rate. Replacement rate, as the name indicates, is nature's ability to replace itself. So let's say fishing, and there is this replacement rate for the lake, and if there is overfishing, then it's a problem, because unfortunately we're consuming more than the replacement rate, and nature cannot unfortunately replace it with our speed. And so yeah, we are having more and more people. So I will introduce myself again. My name is Hiko, as you see on the screen as well. And in today's session, I'll be talking about environmental sustainability and environmental peace building, as well as creative sustainability, how we can solve today's ecological problems with creativity. And well, we have people commenting on the video. You can comment, ask questions, and if you want, you can also join. Well, those who registered, they can actually join, and we can see their faces as well. But if they don't want, it's also nice to have their questions on the screen with the banners like I'm using currently. Sustainability itself is ability of something that to maintain itself, and environmental sustainability is more about future generations surviving. So it's about grandkids, but even the definition, well, widely accepted definition itself, is very human-centric and very humanist. And I mentioned the key terms of replacement rate, which is, then, as the name indicates, there is this rate for the nature to replace itself, but unfortunately we're consuming more than replacement rate, so the nature can not replace itself and cannot keep up with our speed. There's also these three E's in environmental peace building. These three E's stands for environment, of course, equity, and economy. The equity, people being equal, and environment, ecology is obvious. So I will talk more about the economy, um, and there is this side of the three E's, which is also crucial. So, for example, let's take the plastics. One of the biggest problems we are intervened with the plastics. It's a huge problem, and even the bigger problem is with the microplastics that can be found in our body, even in human fetus, even in the unborn child. So the problem of plastics and the plastics and how this goes with the economy. And well, we're using a lot of plastics because also it's cheaper. And there is this. So, for example, 20 years ago, when the solar panels came, it was very expensive to produce it. But then a lot of research. But then there were a lot of research on that, and little by little, to produce solar panels um, became cheaper. So if the same thing happens with plastic, and how we can produce easily biodegradable, or like um, biodegradable in the lesser time, then there can be better um, results. So this economy example is also related with our capitalistic linear economy, because because we are using within the we're not using with the circular economy, but more with the linear economy. It means that like we are buying products, using, and then throwing them away. So it just goes like this, but not like circular. And fridge example is really good example for circular economy. So and it's also related with the service marketing. So for example, let's say it's not the one brand, one company is not selling products, but instead um, just renting the fridge, for example. Then the company will take care of the fridge and will be more will be more uh, um, um, more eco-friendly, and like circular economy, shared economy. And also I mentioned the shared economy, and it's also a little bit related with the collaborative consumption, how we are consuming things. And um, and um, um, well, like let's say I need a hole in my wall, but I go and buy a drill, and then use it once or twice, and then throw it. But I could borrow it. So the concept of collaborative consumption is also a little bit related with this. So you just need one hole in the wall, not to buy the actual product itself. And also there are a lot of collaborative platforms, like during the project food sharing mentioned, German organization, who which they're well, serving the expiring biofood for free, and they are operating in many German cities. But of course, it's just one example. There are more collaborative consumption platforms, as well as the shared economy, circular economy examples. I will share those platforms on the chat below or in the comment section a little bit later or right after this webinar. And now I would like to um, mention on mm, Javid's comment, the capacity of solar panels will improve over the time thanks to nanotechnology. That's really good point. Yes, thank you, Javid. Um, and and then in the project, we also mentioned about the eco footprint, like for example, if all world consumes like Europe, then we would need 5 planets, so 4 more planets. If the whole world consumes like US, then we would need 9 planets. And well, for Africa and South America, it's 1 and 0.5 accordingly. And we also mentioned other topics in the project, in CREA's project. But now I will continue with more engaging stuff. So in that project, we also had the DIY session, more practical sessions, not only the theoretical stuff. So, for example, this paper, as you can see, signed by beautiful people that I've met in that project, and I think I've gained really good friendships in that project. For example, this paper is made by me, so it's a DIY. We basically cut the previous papers that we already used, and then we mix them with the water, and then put it on the thing to dry, and then now we're using it. Another thing that we did was this thermal bag, and then we also made our own soaps, shampoo bars, as well as candles. And this is a thistle, Azerbaijani thistle. Traveled Spain as well. And now I would like to a little bit talk about the project itself. It was Erasmus project funded by European Committee's Erasmus program. And usually many people don't know about this opportunity, but if you live in Europe, you can you can use these opportunities. There is this for the youth exchanges, there is this age limit, but for the trainings, there is no age limit. There can, like, most of the time there is no such a thing, and if it's not defined, and also for the youth exchanges for group leaders, there is no age limit either. And basically, these Erasmus Plus programs are funded, so they are paying for your food and accommodation during the project dates, as well as your travel tickets. For the travel tickets, it can be a little bit different. So first you pay, you buy the ticket, and then showing that you actually bought the tickets by giving boarding passes and etc., you are getting reimbursed. But for food and accommodation, it's paid, and also the main thing, your training is also paid, so you don't pay to trainers or facilitators, and it's a really good platform to learn also from different cultures, different people, and that's a little bit about the Erasmus. And now I would like to finish my talk about the CREAS project, Erasmus Plus project, as well as the topics that we discussed there. As I mentioned, uh, the linear economy versus um, a circular economy, and then eco footprint, definitions of sustainability, environmental sustainability, the topic of plastics, of course, and several others. We also in that project we also discussed about alternatives for um, um, currently products, as we made our own DIY candles, shampoos, and uh, soaps, and there are alternatives and more eco-friendly options. And also, we talked about the waste management, how to separate the waste. And I learned that actually the milk or juice boxes, they're not going with the paper and cardboard, so they're going to the plastic trash bin because they are containing plastics and aluminum inside. Um, uh, so that was also about the waste management. We also had these practical sessions, and that was all that I wanted to share with you, disseminate with you. And now the last part with the questions and our comments. We have this question from Nigar. She says, but don't you think that collaborative consumption damages the employment rates? Um, uh, well, yes, but actually no. Um, um, for example, if when the let's take an example of Airbnb, when or Uber, when they came out, they were like, how to put it, they're not like classical hotel business, or they're not like classical taxi business. So they with this well, they're not exactly like collaborative consumption. Collaborative consumption is more like couch surfing or like blah blah car. People are either sharing or using at the same time. So, but still, I don't believe that it is damaging the employment rate severely. Um, at least, like within the pandemic, we had more problems because of the COVID, um, and in that regard, not necessarily damaging the employment rate. I mean, for the collaborative consumption. Any other comments or questions on environmental peace building or on the topic of creative sustainability? And speaking of creative sustainability, we with Nigar, uh, uh, who is also a member of Common Sense Youth Organization, we prepared this ecological comic book, um, uh, and which will be shared in the schools in Azerbaijan, and with these wall comics, the future generation will be also um, more aware of the ecological problems. And with this creative form of art, with the graphical novel, with comic book, or like, let's say, comic book, but with the papers separated on the wall, it will be more engaging for the kids. And if we don't have any more comments or questions, I would like to finish this webinar. It already took 20 minutes. The planned 20 minutes. I'm really good with the time management. And we have comments here. So people are thanking. Thanks for the answer, dear Hikmat. Thank you very much for joining and actively listening, commenting, and asking questions. And I would like to. We also have one more question that only in English. Yeah. Well, I'll be doing well in that CREAS project. I was representing Hungary with the organization called Better Making. Because of that, I am doing this dissemination process in English for international community, but within Common Sense Youth Organization. Well, Nigar, Javid, they're also members of these organizations. But I will be doing one in Azerbaijani language as well, so that you can listen or participate in that one as well. We have also another member of our organization, Common Sense Youth Organization, Ismail. He is also thanking for the information, and Javid is also saying thank you for making such a nice and clear video about the topic. So that was it. Thank you very much. Have a nice weekend. Have a nice holidays.